people feel like they're being unfairly charged for a simple thing like dropping someone off at the airport. People are not asking for special treatment or favour. They're simply trying to drop off a partner, a parent, a child, often for no more than a few minutes. And yet at many airports, this very basic act now comes with a significant charge, particularly for those with lower incomes. And let's be very clear, this is not about parking. It's not a premium service. It's a fee for stopping a car long enough for someone to get out of the car, to unload their suitcase and say goodbye. So two of my constituents who wrote to me on this topic, Emma and Keith, they commented about what this looks like at East Midlands Airport. It's close to Mansfield, and many of my constituents fly from there. At East Midlands Airport, drivers are charged £5 for up to 15 minutes in a drop-off zone, with a number of extra charges for additional minutes. But as Emma and Keith made very clear, the problem isn't just the price, it's the whole system under which they're charged. At East Midlands Airport, there are no barriers. There are no ticket machines, no way to pay by cash or by card at the airport, and indeed one might not realise that one had incurred a charge. Drivers are recorded by automatic cameras and required to pay later, either online or by phone. And crucially, for many of my constituents, that payment has to be made by midnight the following day, and if you miss that deadline, drivers will then be hit with a parking charge of £100. And many of my constituents have pointed out to me this system penalises those people who do not have a smartphone, they do not have possibly access to the internet, particularly older people, as we've seen similarly with AMPR, number plate recognition systems and cashless systems in Mansfield, in my constituency itself, in some of those car parks. Some people do not use apps. Other people might not feel confident about paying online. Some people might not even realise that they have to pay or that they've been charged until they get a penalty notice arriving through the post. And this is not modernisation, at least it's not a modernity that I would approve of. It's an exclusion. And working people feel this the most. Parents dropping off their children, families trying to save money by giving lifts, disabled passengers and older travellers who need to be dropped off close to the terminal entrance. And for many of those people, being dropped off, it's not a convenience for them. It's a necessity. And we should be honest about the market here. Airports are effectively local monopolies. If you live in Mansfield, you can't shop around for somewhere else to drop off at East Midlands Airport. There's no cheaper, accessible drop-off option. You either pay the charge or you don't use it. And that's why this debate is very important, why I think it's important to say to the member for Bolton South, thank you for bringing this forward, and why I think we need to consider regulation. If airport management aren't prepared to ask, then we should be prepared to consider that seriously. And my message to airport management is very simple. Stop the excessive charges, end the punitive enforcement, ensure systems for payment work for everyone, and not just those with smartphones and digital confidence and so forth. I do say to them, act now, or MPs like myself will look to compel them to do so.
Yeah.